yard
It's a
somewhere.
hell of a lot of water.
Yeah.
It's draining into the lakes and the roads.
That's all I have on that.
Mrs. Flaherty, any questions from Mr. Shoemaker?
Was he done? You done? I have some general questions. Chris, when are we going to be putting in the new littorals on the ponds where we had talked about like 106, 7, 8, and Cypress?
Cypress K, yeah,
When are we gonna be putting
we've
those
issued
plants
the
in?
purchase order, the water level's so high they
Okay.
can't get in there right now, the purchase order's been issued for all that planting to be done.
Okay, next one, I don't know if this is you or Tony, but what came of the LCU reuse issue? I haven't seen any nasty emails going back and forth and haven't gotten any phone calls from Cecil. Is it over with and they succumbed to the fact that they were wrong?
Hopefully they contacted Chris about the meeting date.
Well, they haven't yet, Tony, we are following up with them again, but basically Tony was shepherding some of this and the deputy county attorney said, hey, it was all a mistake, don't worry, my email, you can say it's fine, and Tony said, no, your email's not fine, we wanna meet with you, we want something in writing that you're gonna honor your contract.
Great,
Yeah.
great.
So we're just, Chris is following up, and so we're just following up.
Next one is connection fees. When do our new connection, we're getting pretty close to 90 days being up, aren't we?
I think
When do we
it's-
start?
I think they've already been implemented.
Oh, we're already collecting them?
Yeah, I could
Okay,
ask
I didn't know
Leslie
the
about
90
that.
days was up.
You got that in February with the hearing?
Let's say it's March or April. Yeah.
Yeah, the connection.
Either way, it should be, we're there.
Right,
Okay, so we're collecting that
correct.
revenue. The only other one I have is the same one I beat every time is that, we know we got littoral maintenance to do and we don't have enough money in the budget to do what needs to be done, in my opinion. I don't know what we're gonna do when we get aquagenics and they tell us it's gonna be an extra $200,000. That's all I have.
Anything, Mrs. Flaherty?
Mr. Tinkle, I would hope that maybe the ponds committee might have some recommendations for that, because when you look at some of those standards and what Hampton Park would like to see, I refer to as the champagne, and we're on a beer budget, that maybe they'll want a special assessment. Maybe they'll want a special assessment or a more enhanced, but we'll look at that funding. And that's one thing we're gonna talk to the ponds group about, is what is the level of service and funding?
That's a point, that's a good point. As far as I'm concerned, the level of service is the DO. Why are we picking up anything beyond the level of service?
Well, that's a tough one for the committee, because we have ponds that there is no DO or it's silent, but 75% of those ponds are covered in littorals. The residents seem to like it, but it's still gonna need some maintenance. It's been pretty quiet up until that point. But if, again, with the pond standards, if you're gonna reform them and re-adopt them, then you need to implement it and have an enforcement mechanism, and that's some of those hard questions we're gonna throw at that committee.
One other item. Thanks, staff. Saturday was unbelievable. That was scary. I said what I meant what I said in the Gateway deal. Emergency training, planning, a good contractor that came in ready to do the work, and no rain. That could have been one heck of a mess out there. I mean, that wouldn't have been a mess, it would have been a disaster. So kudos to the guys. Everybody was hustling around, shutting off or trying to shut off valves that wouldn't close and turning off pump stations. I was just hoping, Kenny, you tested your 12-hour theory. That was getting awful close. If manholes would have started popping around Gateway, I don't even want to think about it. Anyway, I thought staff did an excellent job. I don't know if we said anything or thanks to BJ, but they came to the job ready to work.
Yeah, they're ready to go, and you
They
see.
were ready to work.
See, having an excavator and all that equipment, you know, the trash pump and everything on one unit, how valuable it is. And some of that stuff we still don't have the capability to do, but with an excavator, some of these irrigation and other repairs we could do without calling.
Well, they pointed out a weakness that two weaknesses that we got. When I got there, I was impressed that the equipment was lined up to fix it. Well, it was only lined up because they had been able to get down to the trench to see what they had, and they went to Ferguson to get it. This had been Sunday. I don't know what we had done. We had to break the windows at Ferguson to go in and get the fittings.
We actually have, repair clamps and some other pipe in the back, so we could have had that.
And then the other one is I was very disappointed, we came up to the as-bills. The failure occurred, did you bring the pipe?
I have it in the back,
The
though.
failure occurred on a repair lead, was probably 20 years old. That I'm guessing that when they put in the storm sewer, they nicked the sanitary force main and tore it out, put in the ductile iron pipe. That steel pipe, the bottom half of it is 3/8 inch thick steel. As you go up to the top, it goes to paper thin steel. Hydrogen sulfide has eaten that thing up in 20 years. It wasn't on our as-bills. So usually somebody annotates the as-bills when a repair like that is made so that the next guy that comes in knows about it. It wasn't on there, which raises the question, how many more of those little goody surprises have we got waiting to
Lots.
bomb to go off?
Lots.
We found that on numerous occasions where we have the as-built and we go and dig it out and look at it and it's not
We-
good. It's there.
We looked into the PVC pipe, the 12-inch pipe, and this is our main pipe. We looked into it and it didn't, thank God, look that bad. But it scared me to death to run a pig through that pipe. I don't think I even wanna know. But staff did a heck of a job at that deal, at turning what could have been a disaster.
We've been running them through those drills, and this is going to happen, you know, luckily it happened in the morning.
I don't
If that
know
happened
what-
at night.
I don't know what the price tag is for that event, but I have a feeling it's, gonna be salty. Did we get a price yet, Chris, from the contractor on that whole fiasco?
On the which one?
The break, did we get a price from BJ yet?
No, but, off the top of my head, you're probably in that $7,000 range.
Well, I do handstands of as much as 10.
Well, like 7 to 8, I mean, typically he's just,
I'll pay a difference to you to do handstands.
but I'll be glad to get you a copy of the invoice to look over, and then of course, we had 3
Well, our
employees
staff
on
done it,
overtime.
Yeah, we had people doing that. Okay. Yeah.
And
Miss
I hate to say it, Mr. Tinkle, that the metal
Again,
sheets,
just a minute.
Oh, I didn't, I signed my claim yet. I forgot.
Okay.
Anyway, you guys did great. It showed that everybody knew what they were doing and what had to be done when you had an accident like that. And it couldn't happen in a worse spot.
Mrs. Flaherty.
The potholes. You never came back today to finish the potholes.
a couple of them got fixed, we have to get some more material.
Okay. By the time he comes back, they'll be done.
I'll get them fixed.
I'm gonna leave it.
That, okay. Anything else from staff?
No? Eddie, everything?
District engineer.
For the record, Danny Nelson, Tetra Tech. Just have one item on the agenda. We did go out and looked at the lake banks for the approval that you'd given previously. After the discussion we had at the last meeting, we went and looked at what was done this past year, and it was a little over 12,000 linear feet. Phase 2 program, including 83, is a little over 36,000, so kind of use comparison, that's about, that's a 3-year, program. So we went, walked the lakes and, ranked them, so what you see in the tables are the rank of the lakes, and, what you see shaded are those that we recommend, moving forward with in this first year. And that works out to, I think, about 12,300, if I remember correctly, somewhere in that range. So as it was authorized, we're moving forward with design of everything. But if ranking is accepted, we'll fast track those legs, we'll focus on those first to get the designs done, so you can have that package ready.
83 we know it very well, Magnolia. 91, is that the one right over here by the park? That's soccer, okay, that's the
Yes.
dangerous social kill on that. 93 is,
And Gateway Green.
I don't think so. 93's
I'm not
gotta be
sure.
down by Timber Ridge.
I would think it would be along this area,
101
just by the number.
is Gateway Greens,
That'd be
103 is
great.
Gateway Greens, 123, 59,
That'd be
that's
Stony
Stony
Brook.
Brook.
We find you're asking where 93.
93, should be Timber Ridge.
Is,
Yeah, it is.
It was your basis for this,
We didn't
Did
look
somebody
at
go out and
spreading
look
it
at
by
it?
communities, we physically went out. and
okay,
looked
that's
at
what I was
it.
asking too, so this was a need basis.
We weren't trying to make anybody happy by doing areas first, it was solely a need.
yeah,
I'm positive
So Third Ridge.
It is, I just checked.
it is.
Timber Ridge,
Okay.
I had that one
Yeah.
marked wrong.
Oh, back to Chris, Daniels Preserve and that, pipe, that we figured out on that 48 inch is completely full.
Yep. Wait for it to dry out, so we go in and try and do something, and the homeowner there told me they're not getting any backup in that storm drain. So I don't know if it's going out and a little bit's coming through, or where it's
So
going.
it's fishy. Do we need to
I don't know if you
motion
need
approve,
to,
or we don't need
I
anything?
don't know if you need to do anything, but if you're accepting of this, we're moving forward. That's all we had.
Good to me,
Okay.
sounds good to Ed.
I'll pass that on to staff and we'll focus on those. Now, we can move forward with, I'll accept 83 right now. We have to do the surveying for 83. So the surveying's done for all the others, so I've got my surveyor yesterday. So we'll move forward with that in the next few
Is
days.
that when
I
you-
can't tell you it'll be in the next day or two or week, but
How are you coming on the facility plan on the 6 or 7 items, both water and wastewater, for capital?
it's underway. We're still doing all the alternatives analysis and those, and then it'll all come into a document. We're probably talking, that probably won't be until October timeframe.
Yeah, I redid the calculation, I agree with you, that pipe back to the plant's probably a 16.
Yeah.
Maybe
That's-
Dan, question.
Sure.
Danny, would it be helpful from the state perspective if the board adopted that lake bank restoration priority? Is that helpful at all in the?
From the standpoint of funding SRF, no.
Okay.
No. But, good question.
I got a question.
Yes, sir.
Are you gonna use Liz Gaines for survey?
I was gonna use our surveyors, but if you'd like me to use Liz,
No, I was just thinking because we talked about the elevation disc of the structure, and she usually does that for us. And
You know, I'll talk to her.
or your guys can do it too, if they want, if not, I'll get them, whichever. I was just
Let me
looking-
talk to my guys and see if they have it's not a big deal, it's just a staff gauge. So let me talk to them and see, if they don't, then let me just have Liz do the surveying, and then she can set the staff gauge too. Perfect. Okay.
Anything
Without
from-
that- Anything else?
I don't have anything else. Do you have anything else for Danny? Kathy, do you have anything else for Danny? No.
Okay, then I'm gonna drive in rain.
Try not to get wet.
Yeah, thank you.
That brings us to, we already did the towing policy, so that brings us to consent agenda items. Anything to pull here, anything from the minutes or the financial report?
I don't have it.
Okay, I'll entertain a motion.
So moved.
Second.
A motion and a second to approve consent agenda items 5A and B. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? All right, supervisor comments. Mr. Tinkle.
Have nothing.
Mrs. Flaherty?
I do have something.
Okay.
Okay. I was requested by people who swim at the pool, there was a lady there who had heat stroke, okay? And, there were people swimming, and they asked me to read this out loud first, this is for Holly and Natalie,
Okay.
okay? And it was, you saved the lady's life who was heat stroke, issues. You knew what to do and to take care, and you called 911. And then there's a couple other people who signed it and said, thank you for saving, and said the old books, okay? Okay, and it was a special thank you for knowing what to do and saving her life. Okay, there were several people who signed this, and they requested that I read it out loud to give them the credit that they deserve. Okay, then I can give them, now you need to give them the cottage.
Okay,
Thank you.
I'll do that, thank you. That's-
Chris, when do you think you'll have that speed, machine over on, Gateway Boulevard, the radar?
Oh, we're working on it right now, it just needed a few parts that we bought today, and the only thing I asked Tony about is, I guess I need to get a right-of-way use permit, cause I can't go put something in the county's right-of-way without their permission.
You
No, because if somebody runs off the road in the median and hits that sign, then we get enjoined in a lawsuit, and the county would be like, why are you putting your equipment on our right-of-way? I just asked Tony about it today, he said, you better to be safe than sorry. But the only thing we needed, we had the batteries and everything going, there were a few hinges, and Billy bought them today, and he's installing them to hold the panel up. So it'll be ready in a day or two to put up, and I'm gonna just try to make a phone call to the county and ask
I
them.
went out there the other day and was coming back early, it was about 8:15. And I just put it right straight on 35. And it was like I was driving a 1911 car in the Indy 500 in 2000. It's blowing up, they're going 50, 55 mile an hour.
Yep,
Trucks, cars, everything.
yep. Get run over from behind. I do not have,
I'm not-
oh, go ahead.
Thank you. Have we heard anything about those apartments? Any zoning change or anything?
Not a word.
Okay. Any more about the roundabouts?
They're under design and moving forward, and we'll be inviting the folks in for a status meeting with their next plan update.
Did you see those at the last meeting? They had them on the, we had them on the bulletin board, I think.
Yeah, I have,
Yeah,
yeah, I took them down, we can put them back up.
Yeah, I did. I just was wondering if they made any kind of changes.
And,
No.
and we are putting on the agenda the school for the next meeting for them
Yes.
to present.
Yep, just an update.
Anything else, Mrs.
I
Sweeney?
think I'm finished this time, thank you.
Okay. Okay, I have nothing, so with that in mind, I'm gonna adjourn this meeting.
No, this is new, timer.
The time is-
4:09 p.m.
The chair's only 4:09, so they've been paid, not me.
All right.
The $90 million.
So what I have a question.